Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting adventure with your co hosts for the Altadena Talks medley of episodes. I'm just going crazy today with it. I'm kind of weird. Uh, this is episode 279. This number is significant to me because in bowling, if you get all 12 strikes in league play, you get a 300. But at any point during that journey, you don't get a strike and you get 9 and a spare and then all strikes, that equals 279. So I must have shot about 65 279s.
Oh, that would piss me off.
Oh, God. No, what's worse is when you have the first 9 in a row and then you stick one in the 10th frame, you get the spare and then you get a strike. That's 279. Another way to get 279 is get 9 in the first frame, miss it, and throw 11 in a row. That's 279.
That's crazy. That's what that is. That's crazy.
Yeah, that sucked. And I've got a ton of those. I probably got the merit badge for the most 279s in league play ever.
Yeah, but that's still a dream for me. I think the most I ever scored was a 265 or 275 in bowling. No, 65.
That means you got 10 strikes in there somewhere.
Yeah, I was killing it. But it never happened again. And that was at Columbia Bowl, too.
Oh, really? Yeah, Columbia Bowl was the last of the original wood bowling alleys. Like, I don't even think they went to synthetic lanes. I remember bowling there in 84, and this guy named Les Bjornberg, he was a pretty good bowler. He said, "Hey, Brian, you want to go out here to this new bowling alley in Upland?" It's like Upland Bowl, right? I went out there. I swear to you, Jamal, when I walked in there, it was like, it was like brand new bowling alley. I ain't never been in one. Right. Synthetic lanes, they were so shiny. Our balls didn't work on those lanes because they were used to oil and wood. So you had to buy another ball and test it out. I was so frightened. It was like an overwhelming experience because I'm out there and I'm a pretty decent bowler at this point, right? Yeah. I hadn't bowled no 300s yet because it was 84. I didn't bowl them until the first one was like February of 85. But I was like, 70 lanes, bro. Scared me. I never been in a bowling alley that big. I hadn't gone to any Vegas leagues yet because I just turned.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother
85.
world.
I was getting to turn 18. Mm-hmm. So after I went to that one, then we went to Boulder Station. That was, I think, 70 lanes, and so was Sam's Town. So those are the only two bowling alleys we bowled at back then because they didn't really have too many bowling alleys. They had probably 4 places that had bowling. I think it was Boulder Station, Sunset Station, Sam's Town, and the Orleans. Those are 4 bowling alleys that I knew. Huh? No, not at all. They barely even had any. They didn't even have Summerlin.
Yeah, that was like 06.
Everything was going to the east.
Morning, Marcus.
Yeah. And remember, now you go over there, and it's like you don't even recognize where things are.
Go over where?
It's super crowded.
The east or
over the Red Rock.
Or anywhere in Vegas. Yeah, it's all.
No, but Red Rock in particular, because remember when we were up there, it was new community. Mm-hmm. Like you could see Red Rock driving downtown center for miles away. Now you can't even see it because there's so many other buildings right there.
And what's crazy is on the other side of the freeway from Red Rock, that's where Wendell had lived. You know, Wendell Harris, that's where they had moved. And when they were living up there, it was just barely his community and a couple others. And there were no major stores, or maybe one, but it was just not that much. Now they got condos, multiple condos, a whole bunch of other stuff up there. Yeah, it's just every time I go up there, it's amazing. They've never stopped growing, even when the economy dropped. You definitely can. Absolutely. But going back to bowling, I actually went bowling. What's up, Brandon?
Brandon.
I actually went bowling Saturday. It was Jonesy's son, his oldest son's 21st birthday. So we actually went up to Lucky Strike. It's no longer 300. I mean, it's no longer Bolero. It's now Lucky Strike.
Which
Hastings
one?
Ranch.
Yeah, that
Used to be Bahama Lane.
there was a Bolero Lucky Strike in the Santa Anita Mall, correct?
Well, it was Bolero.
Oh,
Now it's Lucky Strike. I mean, are they the
oh
same
wow.
company? I don't know, but it was Bolero for a number of years, and now it's Lucky Strike. Same thing with the one in Hastings. But
Well,
let
what
me tell you
happened
right
was,
now, my stomach is so
good.
sore, and my knee
What was you doing? Oh, from Poland.
from bowling. It was horrible, dude. I have no form anymore. My stomach
You
was
don't
hurting
even have
yesterday.
the Fred Flintstone twinkle toes.
Nah, dude. I don't have a Ricky because that's how Ricky used to bowl, or how he bowls. But it was fun though. I mean, I was trashed the first game. I think I only shot an 80, and then second game I did a little better. Did about a 125. But it was kind of fun. I kind of miss playing bowling. Used to have a good time doing it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into this. I watched the Bad Bunny halftime show. It was
Hmm.
actually pretty good. I mean, it's so
Hey
funny. I've
Tony.
been to the club where uh, half the music that he played yesterday, I
Hmm.
had already heard it before. I've been at the club dancing to. I didn't know it was him, but
Yeah.
I had a whole bunch of black Republicans come on here talking about hit me. I'm talking about he's going to be wearing a dress. I'm not wearing that. I mean, I'm not watching that. I said, well, you don't have to watch it. Guess what? There's people that can watch what you want to watch. I mean, I looked at the numbers. I think 30 million watched the Super Bowl halftime show, and 6 million watched the Turning Point thing.
Hmm.
And of course, I got these numbers from the Black Republican that's on my friends list.
Well,
I ain't gonna
143
say no.
143 million
Uh,
watched the halftime the Super Bowl. 143.2 million watched the Super Bowl, and 5 million watched Turning Point. Good morning, by the way. Hi, gentlemen. You're
Hello.
right.
Morning. Hola.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a good. It was a good turnout, man. That was the most synchronized. I mean, the bushes were the people. That was so
Right.
fun. I
And
was
it's
like, how
such
they pull that
symbolism
off?
too. Historic symbolism related to virtually every aspect of his performance. I was listening to this thing on the radio. Apparently, there's a class this lady was teaching on Bad Bunny, and it has been doing so over the past, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years. So they were really her class was really prepared for it and knew a lot of the symbolism. And she was just talking about it, a lot of stuff today, and I was impressed. I didn't realize how much content that he had put into that short amount of time. So it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a lot, and it was only like 8 minutes, and he
Right.
went through the whole thing in like whatever 8, 10, 12. It was a short amount of time, and he pulled it off. I think what he did about 6, 7 songs, and blended them, and had to.
You know what's interesting to me was if you compare this year to last year with Kendrick Lamar, we've got this political climate that's insanity right now. But as artists, they are protected in a way because it's their art. But the fact that it was extremely diverse with Afro-Caribbean people, right? Because we know that the Atlantic slave trade came up through the Caribbean, and that's how so many of us are, mixed together, related, married together, and all of that. But the wedding that he signed was actually a real wedding. Those
It was
people really
legit.
got married. The little boy,
Yeah, I figured that was crazy though.
at first they were saying, oh, that was the young man who was in detention. It actually wasn't. It was the 5-year-old him. Like, oh, I got this Grammy now. This is something I've always wanted to do. But the fact that it was so closely tied to when Liam was just released, and then now the government is trying to expedite him and his dad's removal, it looked like it could be, and it's so connected, right? And then all the sugarcane. Kudos to those people that ran out there and stood as sugarcane throughout a 13-minute performance. Was bananas, but it was so dope. And I don't know Spanish. I mean, grew up here in SoCal, but took French in high school. And this is just going to your point about all the symbolism, Jamal. And then I've been seeing stuff that people who are from Puerto Rico or American Puerto Ricans or whatever are like, oh yeah, this is what we have at home. And people still think Puerto Rico is a whole nother country that's separate and don't realize it's our territory. They are Americans. If you were born in Puerto Rico, the only thing which I think is foul is that they can't vote for our elections. But basically, America owns Puerto Rico, right? So, because we could travel there freely, right? And back and forth. But the fact is, like, Cardi B and that other lady that was standing next to her in the white is something K, not Laura K, but that they were on there, but they were mixed in with the people, right? And as proud American Puerto Rican people or Puerto Rican descent, that they were participating. The hats, the symbolism of climbing the electrical pole, and then the sparks, because, you know, after that hurricane, we had this fool go down there and throw paper towels at people, but their grid still is horrible, right? And even though they're Americans, we can't fix their grid or help them fix their grid. So, like, incredible. And when you look at Kendrick Lamar last year and how incredibly symbolic and the political message and just the message, the two I think are so great because this was the first Latin artist that did like this, and it's so intertwined with how our nation is. We are a melting pot of people, but on stolen land, these white supremacists have the audacity to act like this is their country and their land and they can do whatever. So I love what Kendrick did last year. He had, I think, 84 million streams. Bad Bunny had 100 million streams and like is gangsta. The football at the end saying, you know, we're all together, we're better or whatever. And then all the countries that he called out, all those flags, which are North and South America combined as the Americas, right? And then the love is better than hate or whatever on the billboard. So daggone incredible. And I enjoyed the symbolism, the dancing, and the music, even though I don't know Spanish. So I agree with you, Brian, about that part. Like, you've heard it, you've danced to it. I had not, but kudos to Bad Bunny. And kudos, people I know aren't going to like this, and some don't like Jay-Z. I'm not a big Jay-Z fan, a whole fan or whatever, but kudos to him, because when all that stuff happened with George Floyd and everything back in 2020, they gave him this contract, right? And he said, we got to, you know, bring diversity. We got to have Black people involved, da, 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 da. And because of that, all of these Super Bowl halftime shows are very diverse. I wouldn't be surprised if next year we have Asian Americans or something, right? Which would be super dope. Or whatever.
K-pop or something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Korean, something Asian, because each year is somebody else, and that's what our country really is, and it's gonna stay. I love that they had the LGBT colors in the background on the field, you know, the flag colors or whatever, because whether you like it or not, meaning somebody's skin tone or whatever it is that they do in their life, it's who we are as a world and as a nation. And we still got to be respectful to humanity. And that is a human being. And whether it's my belief, whether I like it or, you know, whatever. And so I really like that through artistry, they're able to do this, even if it's only once a year. And I think what's uber important right now is this is our country's 250th year. And you got these fools in there on 1600 planning God only knows what, right? That will try to make himself look like he'll probably put something, a gold flag or something out with his face and everything else on it. Like he created our country 250 years ago. Then we got this other fool who's our, what does he call himself now? Head of Department of Defense chief. And so I know it's going to be a fiasco come July when that is celebrated. But I love what they did. And I love that it really reflects who this world is and who we are as a country.
Yeah, lots of symbolism, which was good because it's actually addressing everything that we've been dealing with.
Everything.
So, and on a national scale, or actually global scale, not national, because hey, it's got to be out there. A lot of people, I guess, they don't have TVs or something because they act like they ain't heard none of this because that's been going on right now.
Yeah.
But, hey, there's a lot of comments. I'm posting them. If you guys want to, pull them up and talk about them, that would be great because I can't.
Yeah, Tracy. I like what you just put up. That Tracy says Puerto Rican Americans can run for U.S. president but can't vote. Make that make sense? How is it? Okay, I'm gonna just keep my mouth closed on certain stuff. But yes, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's very strange, but
it's part of the colonization, right? This is their whole plan. But what's important to you guys, we have elections coming up here in our state very soon in California. We've got our primary, then we've got the November general. Y'all watch, because I looked last week. I've been really watching. People may or may not like this, but Tom Steiner has my vote. Steyer for right now. That is absolutely who
for governor?
Yes.
The first thing he's talking about is the electric.
Period. Well, not only that, but he's always been an environmentalist. He's always been, and I like him a lot. He is like, I don't need your money. Tom is for real about our state. But the two that are running for Republican, check into them, y'all, because one is this Bianco, this fool who's a Riverside County sheriff, who looks like he just got off. He got the shaved haircut and all that. But anyway, and the other dude is up in the Bay Area, but guess where he's born and raised? Britain. I don't even think he's a USC running for California's governor, bruh.
Well, maybe the governor is different, not the president. Maybe you can. Well, look at Arnold. He was the governor.
Citizen then, though. But he was a citizen at the time. I don't know that
this guy's not a citizen. Oh,
I don't believe he is. Because he hasn't been here very long. And he's another tech guy. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Look into everything. But I was reading some stuff on everybody over the weekend. And I was like, I got to really check into this cat. Because he's from Britain. He hasn't even been in California long at all. And so I'm pretty sure he's not a citizen unless he's one of Trump's boys that he bought citizenship real quick, right? But going through the whole process, being here 10 years, taking the test, doing all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure this dude from Britain is not. But again, the Super Bowl show was a great political statement. And I also think it's great because it's at the time of the Winter Olympics. And the U.S. team, when they got to the village, everybody has their area, called it the Ice House. They renamed their places where they are to the Ice House because ice is supposed to be going over there with Vance and all of them. So they were like, oh, this is the Ice House. And they got signs, ice out. And then, yes, they renamed it. The team did. And then they're all making political statements like, hey, we're here on behalf of everybody in our country that's about love and peace and yada, yada, yada. And we apologize for, our government right now. And then I was reading something this morning. There's a young lady who her last name is, I think is Chu or Hugh, but Gu, G-U. She's downhill skating or skiing for China, but she was born and raised in San Fran. But her mother's from China. And so she started in 21 racing for China. And everybody, all MAGA's pissed off. She's stupid, this and that. But also she's smart because she's gotten gold medals. And I think she took bronze yesterday or whatever. But what she's doing is she's strategically thinking financially for her future. Because these athletes know after a while, you're not going to be able to compete anymore. Right? Like Lindsay went back and tried to, on a torn ACL, 41 years old, she's done for life. But the fact is, this girl is now getting all these big endorsements, Louis Vuitton, all this, where she's going to make money and secure her future that way. And the United States pays athletes the very least among all the nations. Our athletes get like $38,000 for a gold medal, where other people can go over there and medal and come back $800,000 richer because all of their medals are valued a lot more. So Think about it.
Like when Thailand got their first medal, the leader gave the dude a house, like $1 million, like all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
You brought attention to this economy.
That's right.
And by winning that, now people want to come over there and do more things.
Right. So they're mad because they're gonna find something to always be mad about. So you're mad because people are choosing to go and do something strategically for them, even though it's the country they grew up in, but that's where their mother was from. That's all good. Bad Bunny, Puerto Rican American, but his mother's heritage, he put on the back his mama's last name, the year she was born in 64. Like all this symbolism, and all MAGA should do is be mad. And for the dotard himself to come out, oh, it was awful. Nobody understood him. What did it mean? No, that's because you don't understand.
Everybody understood the message. You didn't have to even speak English to understand that.
Exactly. And he's not culturally astute, so of course he wouldn't understand.
No, he understood it. He just lied.
But the fact is, you weren't even going to watch it, dude. You were going to watch Kid Rock and them.
So, he watched both of them. He had 2 TVs.
You know he did. He probably muted Kid Rock and watched
You can't not be in the know when you know this is the biggest platform of the year.
Of the year, yeah.
And it's at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fabulous.
We feel his pain, especially when he wasn't in office and we had to deal with all the aftermath. But I digress.
Wait, what'd you say?
I don't want no problems.
Can you repeat that?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
No. Not at all.
You said absolutely not.
I put the disclaimer out. I put the disclaimer out there yesterday from the Tub Chronicles. I have a new thing I'm doing on Sunday. It's going to be called the Tub Chronicles. I'm going to give you one statement every Sunday around 10 a.m. Wait, David Forbade going to say, are you in the tub? And then here come Nick Sanderson talking about, I know you peed in the tub while you were sitting.
Wow.
Y'all are ignorant.
Wow, really?
Right. We didn't need to know that. But you guys, Brian on his own personal social media yesterday put a bathtub chronicles, like he said, up to here in the water, right? Bubble water. And he was like,
you don't need to see the rest of the disaster.
Oh God, no. Thank God. But he was like, I'm just going to say this. I will not be repeating myself. If you ask me, what'd you say or or whatever in the future, I will just walk away. So I got on there when I saw it. It was the first thing I saw when I logged on to my social media yesterday. So I said, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Or can you repeat that again or something I said on purpose?
Yeah, everybody was doing that.
That's why I just did it.
She almost got me.
I know. I started laughing quick too.
You almost got me.
Yeah.
That's inspired by someone really close and dear to me. One thing I can't stand is, I have to change my way. So what I have to do is, if I want to tell you something, I have to get your attention first. So I would say, Tony, and then you'll be, huh? Now, the only time I will repeat myself is when you busted and I said something to you, you go, huh? Like, because you know you're wrong. Like when you last, did I see you last night at the restaurant with somebody? Huh?
Huh?
What?
Huh? What?
Say what?
Ask me like, you didn't see me. I was at home. What you talking about? You got to know how to play that one off. And I'd be like, huh? I'd be like,
yeah, you probably did. It was my doppelganger. That's what I would be doing.
Because yesterday, after church, this lady was like, hi, how you doing? I said hi to her. She was like, I saw you yesterday. I said, where? I looked at her like that. I was like, where? She said, at the mall. And I said, oh, you sure did. I took myself to the mall, had a date with myself Saturday. I went and ate lunch by myself at CPK, went and got my pedicure done, went and got new makeup at MAC, went to Nordstrom, bought a dress. I treated me on Saturday, and it was so nice to do. But I didn't see nobody. But even if I did, I'm walking, I'm focused, because I don't like being in malls long or the crowd. I know where I'm going, get to that store. She should, older ladies.
You're the first woman that I've ever heard say that you know what you want, you're going to go straight to the store and get it.
I was going to say, it sounded like one of us.
At every different store, I'm not going to the mall with you. I already know you're going to window
I can't
shop.
stand that. I know where the stores are I want to go to. I know what section. I go in, I get what I'm looking for. Now, if I see something that I like and maybe not, I'll try them on, whatever. But if I'm focused, like I want to get something, I go, I get it, and I leave. I don't care what kind of store it is. I cannot stand the window shopping, looky-loo, hang around. None of that. I hate that. So I go, boom, get it, like a Target, and I'm out. I know that's right, Tracy. I do too. I hate it. I like wearing the clothes or the stuff I get, but I do not like that whole and going to the mall and all that. So I was like, But someone saw me and she mentioned it yesterday. I said, oh, you sure did. Not that I was busted, but I was like, yep, had a date with myself.
So when I was like really on my foodies Instagram, I used to do a lot of filming myself at dinner. And the first thing that I would get asked, now mind you, I got my camera, my phone across from me. There's no other plate at the other side, and I'm filming myself eating. Who you there with? Well, I'm actually here with Samsung. I mean, who else is going to be sitting right there? Hey, duh. But you want me to turn it from the back like this and say, here you go. And you see, there's no one in front of me. Not trying to hide. I'm not trying to keep a secret date. I like to eat nice meals by myself.
Right.
I don't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, can I have another 5 drinks? Or no, I drink water. I might spend a lot on the steak, but like when I go to Houston, I can only get the steak. Their sides suck. I'm just going to tell you right now, their sides are garbage. I used to think Houston's was, every side they got is nasty. The only one that I like is the spinach artichoke dip. That's decent. That's get that cabbage.
I love their baked potatoes.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave that. Well, I didn't even see a baked potato on there. They got mashed potatoes. They got a baked potato. I was looking on there for the side.
Yeah, but you can only get it after 4 p.m.
That's probably why they didn't give me that.
I
usually eat there at lunch.
Are you talking to us, Jamal? Because you're on mute if you are. No? Okay, cool.
No, he's talking to you.
Yeah. And then, their tortilla soup used to only be on Thursdays. It's Tuesday and Thursday now. And that's sad that Houston's whole menu. They used to have the good lemonade.
Yeah, they only got about. Yeah, but I haven't been there for dinner in so long that I guess they do have a different side menu for dinner.
They changed some things, yeah. But the cheese bread is really, really good.
I don't even think I've had.
Have you ever it's an appetite? Oh, it's so good. It's cut in these triangles.
I've never had that either.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
oh yeah, that cheese toast, that cheese bread they got is phenomenal. And then the baked potatoes, yes, if you go after 4, you can get a baked potato. It's not not even on the menu like that, but you can get it after 4 p.m. And then I didn't like what they did during the pandemic because the brownie, they changed it because they couldn't get some of the stuff. And they started making it with dates. And so like the dates are in it and you chew them in it. So I don't get the brownie anymore. And then even their Caesar salad. I love their Caesar salad because I don't like Caesar dressing, the regular with anchovies and all that. But they have like it's made out of oil. And it's really good. But they changed it from the regular lettuce that it was to now it's kale. And it's just different. So they changed a lot, although I love kale, but it's definitely different than what it was prior to the pandemic, and they've just kept it. So, but yeah. Someone said,
I think we may have answered a couple of these questions during the commentary, but if you want to care to look at them again, our society has posed a couple of questions.
I think it says, which halftime show between last year's versus this year's had the biggest impact on culture? I think they both had a great impact on culture because one was focused on the experience of African Americans in the United States primarily. But we know that all the cultures kind of blend together and can relate. And then this year, that was Kendrick Lamar last year. And it was very symbolic of like the hood and Compton and, all this stuff, the lowrider culture and all that. This year was Bad Bunny being Puerto Rican American, which we talked about a few minutes ago, right? But that cultural impact also impacts everyone because, like we said, the slave trade came up through the Atlantic slave trade came up through the Caribbean. And so there's so many cultures, Afro-Caribbean, that came from Africa, blended with Latin, and that's what we have, right? Whether it's Costa Ricans, Puerto Ricans, whoever. And, you know, Latin's oldest language, foundational language, and all of that. And so I really, really, really believe that both of them had extreme impact on our culture in a positive way. And then you have those that think they're supreme because they don't have melanin really in their skin and burn when they go out in the sun instead of, you know, whatever. So they're going to be negative and always say what they want to say. But I don't know if I could say one or the other had more cultural impact or was better. I think both of them are phenomenal. And seriously, I believe for next year, whenever they announce it, we're going to either have Korean K-pop, Japanese, something, because now the Asian culture has to have its own big Super Bowl show. But what I do love is that now, with it being in February and Black History Month, the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice, being sung every time. And Coco killed it yesterday. Looked phenomenal, sound phenomenal. And if you looked at what she had on and you've heard themes, it was the white, but with the stripe, the red, black, and green, which is Pan-African flag, right? Pan-African American flag. But if you look back to when Whitney Houston was alive and when she sang it, she had on a sweatsuit that had the red, black, and green in it. And so they made it a little bit more fancy than just a sweatsuit with Coco. But it was phenomenal. And I think that was really, really, really an amazing, all the entertainment to me was good from the pregame show.
And that was also Carl Kanai design that Whitney had on it. They wanted to recreate.
So hopefully our Society TV, that gives you just, it's my perspective, right? But doing a versus, I hate to do a versus on anything because I think they both had extreme impact on our culture. And I'm glad that we see different cultural aspects happening every year, right? One with Kendrick Lamar was on the rap scene, was on the experience of African Americans in this country. And then this year was Latin. And, you know, they try to send people back wherever. Puerto Ricans can't be sent back because it's part of America. But even to Mexico and Costa Rica and all that, which is why at the end, for him to name all of those countries, including Canada, in North and South America, because at the end of the day, we're Americas, right? We're one continent for North, South, and Canada versus, you know, Africa is its own and different stuff like that. So I thought it was super dope at the end. Like, you keep trying to divide people, but at the same time, this land reaches from Canada all the way down to the bottom of South America, and it's the Americas. And that was very profound to me because that was a great reminder that, yeah, if we stay united, we are the Americas, regardless of you trying to break us up north, south, and Canada. Like, let's stay connected and together. So I thought that was super dope. That's just my perspective. What about you guys?
Well, Dan, I just wanted to address Dan because Dan's like needing a burger.
Oops, sorry.
So, Dan, I'm just going to tell you, it's closer than you think. If you want to drive from Michigan down to Oklahoma, the owner has not only moved her headquarters there and her whole family, but there's now a couple of In-N-Outs open down there. So
Tennessee,
it's a little closer.
Tennessee,
right?
Nashville.
One of those, Tennessee, Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah. You're middle of the country. You're right.
You're right there. You know, it's like, what, 400 miles? You can drive 400 miles. And you'll be right there. That's the closest we go. We try. We're trying to help you. It's the closest.
Because usually people that are from here and live somewhere else, when they come home, if they fly into LAX, they go to the one on Sepulveda.
Right there.
Get off the plane. They're like, let's hit it now first.
Look, even if you're not from here and you come here, that's the first place you hit.
People
that
be like,
place
come on,
is
we'll
so
go in and out.
crowded.
Yeah, always.
Oh my God.
Yeah, super dope.
But I agree with you though, Tony, in terms of the impact. I think they both were very impactful. but in definitely different ways. Even when the other one, when they had Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent,
Mm-hmm.
well, whoever else they had up there, that was like the first one that Jay-Z really had control over.
Yes.
I think we're always going to see some sort of rap impact because Bad Bunny does reggaeton. The reggaeton was brought by Noriega to the
Yeah.
forefront. And Noriega is black and I want to say Puerto Rican or black and Cuban or something descent, but he's the main guy that kind of brought reggaeton to the I guess the States and made it really big. So we're always going to have that sort of influence, and no matter what people are going to say, it all comes back to us.
Right.
We influence literally everything. So no matter who's out there, it can be tied back, and we all should be able to appreciate it because, I mean, music is universal, right? And especially what these last couple performances have been about, it's been really, really good. So I think they're all moving forward. I think they should all be viewed and actually viewed with an open mind to kind of see what the message may be, because I don't think it's going to be negative in any way, even though folks on the outside are trying to put a negative spin on it. But I really liked. I had to watch the videos of it because my phone died at halftime, so I ended up going to my car and charging it, so I didn't watch it. But I saw some videos of it later on, and it was pretty cool. One little side note: some of the stores that were represented in his set were real stores. Some in New York, some in LA, and they were legitimate stores. And that was actually pretty cool.
And matter of fact, he even gave homage to the grocery store that he worked in 10 years ago, bagging groceries.
That may have been one of them.
You gotta remember where you came from.
A grocery store clerk bagging groceries 10 years ago to now performing on the biggest stage at the Super Bowl and having 1 million streams. Because everybody was like, "Are y'all gonna watch the game that's happening at the Benito concert?" And I was like, "What?" And it was super dope. Super happy.
Yeah, that's his name.
Because supposedly the taco stand where he goes over and shakes the dude's hand, that's here in LA.
LA, yeah, that's what I heard too. That's super dope.
That reminds me of Kurt Warner when he was bagging groceries, and they asked him, "You want to come quarterback for the Rams?"
Right. Then he gets the Super Bowl.
Right, the same year.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, but even with
those are the stories, though.
Look at Cooper Kupp, right? Didn't
right? They kicked him off the team.
Rams tried to retire him last year, and now he's done won the Super Bowl. So
that's the second one. Yeah, I think he got one with the Rams.
Yeah, he won one with Rams, and then the next couple of years they like, "Nah, we don't need you." Just like how they did Vrabel, from the Patriots. "Nah, we don't need you. You suck." And then he takes this team to the Super Bowl. And they didn't win, but they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was with us at the Titans, and they got rid of him. But one thing that I don't like that he did say, and this just came out that I read earlier today, is he's blaming the locker room for the loss. Dude.
Who?
Vrabel.
The locker room?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I read it this morning.
What locker room? What's that got to do?
His locker room. He's blaming.
We're still on Deflategate, buddy.
Hello. Right. I was like, Vrabel, don't do that, dude. Like,
don't pay attention to yourself. I got a bad reputation.
Right. I'm like, come on.
So he's saying the Seahawks really weren't as good as they were? That it's
no.
because
he's blaming his locker room, his players for the loss. Like you're the head coach. It's always gonna fall on you.
I'm just gonna say this, and I hope everyone can agree with me. But that game yesterday was the battle of the defenses.
Yes.
The offense couldn't do squat. And I'm telling you, I think the kicker should have got the MVP because he saved them. I mean,
the first 12 points were by him, right? In the wind up there.
Yeah, and then he got one more after that, so he got a total of 15 out of all their points.
Hey, one or two misses, and that could have gone
extra
sideways.
point. So that was like 16.
Yep.
Or 2 extra points. Was it 2 extra points?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He scored a lot. I think he scored 20 points out of the 29.
Yeah.
I don't know who got the MVP, but maybe it's the running back. Was it the running back that got the MVP?
I think so.
He did do
Walker.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Walker said it. Dude, I'm telling you, I kept watching. I'm like, this game was 3-0 for like the whole first quarter period.
Mm-hmm.
The second quarter was 6-0. And then after the third quarter, they said this will be the second team to for the first 3 quarters that had a shutout against the other team in the Super Bowl. And it almost was going to be like that, but they actually scored twice. And when they tried to go for that extra 2 points and failed.
It's like, for what?
I know. You're so far behind. You're not catching
down. That's going to be 1 extra point. That's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
No.
But it turns out Kenneth Walker, the third, did get the MVP. The running back.
I figured he was killing him, man. But you know what I loved about his style? It reminds me of Le'Veon Bell, how he was so patient and would wait and wait and then go, oh, okay, man, I love seeing that. Now, you're not just running blindly. You are scanning the perimeter and you are looking for the hole, and then you're going to take off.
and he's through it like Marshawn Lynch. He was running over people.
But he was the epitome of waiting for his blockers to do their job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody else.
You know what was also really good? The running back who ran down that knucklehead that ran on the field. Because he was going to tackle him, and that dude slid down like a quarterback. Shoot. That was a Patriots running back. But he was like, oh, I'm finna catch you. You getting off this field.
Oh, that's the one time you can hit a civilian and not get worried about getting sued. It's my turn, fool.
Like, what you doing on this field? That was good. A lot of the commercials were AI generated, clearly. And we're not good.
I hated the one there where they did the karaoke for the crypto thing with the Backstreet Boys. I'm like, what? I thought the TV went to karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what?
Yeah, they were.
The best commercial. The best commercial that I saw was, I think it was 2 years ago, and the commercial came on and it looked like they came back to the game, and then they changed the channel to something else. And everybody's like, who's got the remote? Who's sitting on the remote? Everybody was sitting there. That was funny.
Yeah. I think this year might be, well, I won't say it was the best, but I did like the commercial that had Pink, Beyonce, and Britney Spears, the Pepsi commercial. Because if you listen to it, it was a dig. It was a dig at the fool in the White House too. Because the guy is sitting up there like a king, and the Roman emperor or whatever, like we will rock you. But I also think it might have been AI generated if they gave permission. Pink looked like it might have really been her. Beyonce, it looked like a younger Beyonce potentially. I don't know. And Britney, I don't know that she's as well as what it looked like in that commercial. So it possibly was AI generated, but I thought it was a good commercial. Yeah. Anyway.
So, LaShawn said, I've not eaten at Hughes' over 15 years. Highlands has a delicious tortilla soup, and El Patron has a delicious chicken soup. I eat at Mi Piachi more than I eat at Houston's. And I get the same thing every time. So it's not like I can give you what tastes good or not. Now, if you want to know what filet mignon tastes good, or the truffle potato, or the wedge salad, that's what I eat every time I'm there. So I can give you top-notch reviews on that. All great. But
well, I would always get that chicken lasagna. But the time we went and I got the lamb chops, that is my new thing at Mi Piachi. Because I love lamb chops. I was in heaven.
I love lamb chops too. But I don't get them there. I get them at Abu Kebab because he makes them really good.
Brian, you got me eating that wedge salad. I never had them before then. They didn't look that appetizing. I wasn't a big iceberg lettuce eater, but man, that wedge salad is on point with all the extra goodies.
Well, I don't even know why they call it a wedge salad when they give you the whole half of the head. It's not even a wedge. It's like a half of the.
I guess.
It's so good. I mean, they put like this like antipasto salad with no noodles in it. It's just got the bell peppers, the sweet peppers, olives, some little bit of salami pepperoni. It's spicy with the Caesar salad, or you can have blue cheese. I mean, Caesar dressing or the blue cheese.
And you get that extra cheese on the side.
Oh, yes, you know I do. I'm always asking, can you bring some extra feta cheese? And I can't eat cheese, but I will eat that.
Oh, it is on point. Feta. That is on point with that.
I will eat that. Oh, it's so good. I want it today.
So, guys, we've been talking a ton about the Super Bowl, and obviously everybody did that this weekend. I was curious, B, did you actually make it to the Jazzy Jam event on Friday?
No, because what was I doing?
I didn't either.
I had a meeting up at the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to wait for the guy to give me my bike so I could take it home, but he didn't make it because I was going to ride the bike from there to the Jazzy Jam thing. But I promise you I will be at the next one that she has, because I have not been to one yet. Every time it happened, something's come up. So I need to find somebody who's actually going to go there on a regular and take some video or pictures and send them to me, so I at least, bring some awareness to it.
Got you. Yeah.
I did go to Altadena Cars and Coffee, though.
Oh, how did that go?
That was the 49th one. And I want to bring that guy onto the show because do you have somebody this week, Tony?
Not yet. I have people for next week already, but you want to get them on this week?
Yeah, because this will be the 50th one coming up, so it's kind of significant. I will contact him today and find out if he's available. He's really cool dude. I met him at the Vintage Cameras show back in October at the library.
At the library, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we were chopping it up, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I watch your show," and I'm like, okay, well, now I feel bad because I got to bring you on. So I was told him back in October I was going to do it. But,
hey, a lot of people like that event. I know a few people that actually go up there. Ran into Chris Reed yesterday at the football.
Yeah, he has a lot of vintage cars.
He got a lot of vintage cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
he used to let me borrow the Bronco. That thing is high.
Right.
I was scared to drive. He got a lot of play. The old cars got a lot of play in the steering wheel. Like, when you used to watch movies and they show the person driving in the car and the car's doing like this.
Looked like they really had to drive like
that. But it really does have a lot of play in the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Right in an old Sanford and Son truck.
What were you going to say, Tony?
I did want to talk about something and bring it to our attention. So, SC is doing all of a sudden all this undergrounding a year later, right? So one of the spots that they are doing undergrounding in is over Pine off of Lake, going to the east, coming down Mount Curve. And coming all the way, they just miss my parents' house. They don't go on Wapello. They stop and they go down Mount Curve and I think to Maiden Lane. But there is a neighbor and his name is, let's see. Those on Maiden Lane and North Mount Curve may be impacted. I think DT, David Terry's mom's house, because it's right there, because her house is like 5 over from my parents. They're in that undergrounding zone. And then there's some others, but Edison is going out now. They did this in the very beginning that I was pissed off about, but they were cutting our trees because, they cut to our deodorus and our big oaks. And they claim they don't have to apply by the same rules as everybody else because, oaks are protected and cannot be cut unless an arborist says that they're dead. And then there's anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 for the permit to cut the oaks, right? So now they are doing it again in that area saying, oh, we don't we don't have to apply by the same ordinance, right? Or the state law. So they're saying if a branch is bigger than 2 inches and prohibits any construction within 15 feet of an oak trunk or 5 feet of a drip line, that they can cut it. So LA County's fire department forestry group says that Edison is not subject to the oak ordinance, which I think is a bunch of crap. And so we got to really be on top of it with county zoning. And you can call 211 to, get in touch with zoning or whatever. But let's see. I'm trying to get this guy's name. There's a dude that lives over there. His name is Rob. I'm sorry. I think I have his phone number though. But he's doing a sit-in. He is on Mount Curve, and he is going to do a sit-in to try to protect our trees up there. So everybody it's all this week. It would be great to drive up there and maybe get some footage of him. I'll try to do that. I'm gonna try to call him too and see what days or whatever. But his name is Rob, and if you want more details, anybody can text Rob. I'm gonna get his number. But they're like indiscriminately just doing trenching and deciding, we're going to do it here. It is very willy-nilly because literally the neighbor next door and next door to that, to my parents' lot, there have been cones out in front of their houses and then up around where DT's mom is, which is right on Maiden Lane and Mount Curve. But then when it hits Wapello, which is our address, it's not. So I'm thankful. But they got cones blocking these people's driveways and all kind of stuff. And I'm assuming that's where they're doing trenching. But there's a neighbor named Rob. His phone number is 818-414-7919. If anybody that lives in that area, Mount Curve, Maiden Lane, Pine, up on the east side of Lake, over to Mount Curve before you get over to Rubio Canyon or whatever, who is going to be doing a sit-in to try to prevent Edison from cutting these trees, these big oaks. We've got oaks, deodoras, pines, all kind of stuff over there. So
what was that number again?
Area code 818-414-7919. You can text him directly. His name is Rob. If you are a neighbor in that area, if you want to get in contact with him to find out about his sit-in, find out about what's happening, you can look on the map. But Edison, it's really weird. Like I said, as soon as the fire happened, within a week, 2 weeks, they were cutting all the trees in the backyards behind my parents' lot. And they literally had these big, humongous new poles on the front and almost blocking the driveway, either down on the street or up if you have a curb on the bricks. Ours was on the brick. And then they put them in. I was up there one day and the guys running back. I was like, what are you doing? And they were like, we're putting up these new poles, da-da-da-da-da. And so that's when I went and I was like, you better not touch a tree on this lot. I said, you do not have permission to cut a tree or anything. And so I put, those signs that I made that says Altadena, the not for sale with the unity and all that. I literally had my drill, my hammer, all that, and hammered them into 4 of our trees and wrote in red permanent marker, you do not have permission to cut any tree on this lot. Put the Baileys, my mama's phone number and all that. Like, you
should have made a video of you telling them that with them in the video.
Yeah, well, but because they were at the very back and they were like, okay, we won't. And they didn't. But then somebody called my mother and she allowed them to. And I was like, it's not in the way of the power poles. It never has been near the pole. I'm talking 20 plus feet away.
That bad boy's been 100 years there, right?
The big oak was 100 years. The little one was 80. But
I'm talking about they've been with the power for 100 years.
Exactly, right. The little oak, in all fairness, was dead. I mean, burnt to a crisp, dead. But it was 80 years old. There's one in the front yard still that's 40 years old. Our 2 pines that we planted that's like 50 years old. And then, but the 2 deodoras don't burn. They didn't all on Christmas Tree Lane. And
exactly.
They cut them down. I was so pissed. I was like, they cut the deodoras. I mean, I was mad. And to this date, where our big oak, the 100-year-old is so pretty because it's all growing back. Because they told my mom, it's panic growth. That's going to die. It didn't. And so they cut the whole tree. They were only supposed to be cutting a couple limbs and they cut the whole daggone tree. But regardless, it is what it is. But it is growing back. But if you want to protect some of these trees up there where they're doing trenching, contact Rob. He is doing a sit-in because he's not going for it. So if you're Mount Curve, Maiden Lane, Pine, all in that area where they're doing it, yeah, Dan, you're right. Good Lord, Edison doing all kind of stupid stuff. Whew. And people now, I've been seeing on the Altadena Facebook page and in other articles and stuff, that some of these people that took these settlements that signed their rights away forever, because part of the fine print was, if you do a settlement with us, you can never file suit against us or do another settlement in the future, because they know they're going to screw up again. But you took this one, and so you can never get anything. But people, you know how they were like, oh, we're going to get it done before the end of the year. It'll be, within 90 days, da-da-da-da-da. And people were like, no, it's not. So now people put their stuff in rushed and put in November and December. And here we are, February. And now Edison is like, oh, you got to prove you had this. And oh, just like insurance companies, right? All the stuff you got to prove. Don't play. Get you an attorney and sue Edison. Quit playing games with them, because their thing is, we're going to take you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and play this game until just before the trial, January 2027. And then we're going to settle for however many billion, and everybody will get their part of it or whatever. So go on and get an attorney and be part of a mass tort where your own lawsuit is your lawsuit, but it's not a class action. It's a little different. It's a mass tort. But don't fool with Edison, because they're dumb. They're real dumb. And like I told them a few months ago, this settlement is a sham. It's a shame, and it's a sham. And then you remember, Brian, after that, I was at some event that Lena Kennedy had, and the guy walked up to me, oh, hi, Tony. And I was like, yeah, because they watch our show, right? And he was like, we want to talk to you because, I said, and I'm never going to not say it's not a sham, because it is. And it's a shame what you guys are doing. So.
Like when I went up there when they first had the hearings back, I guess in November or whatever, to get the community's input, and they wouldn't let me film after the lady did her opening thing. And I'm thinking to myself, well, actually, I wasn't thinking to myself. I said to the lady, who here would be offended by me filming? I lost my home with everybody else in here. Who else would be mad about me filming? So instead, I stopped filming because I didn't want to have the police were there. I didn't want to have no escort out. I took pictures of everything that people were writing down. Well, they was asking questions, and they would write them down on these sticky sheets of paper that they put up on the wall. It was the same exact thing. Then she tried to come over and tell me not to take pictures. I said, first of all, ma'am, you told me I abided by your video. You didn't say anything about pictures. I hate when people come up with another addendum to the fake rule that they came up with to begin with.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to take these pictures. There's nothing you can really do about that. And if you want to poll everyone in here, they probably would be wanting to do the same thing. So we all wanted to know what you guys were going to come back with, because you gave us this little prep sheet of what it was. You saw the questions we had. Then you came up with the second prep sheet that doubled the money. So it went from 50 to 100. Whoop-de-doo.
But for renters, it actually went down.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Yeah, the final iteration. So, don't play with them. Just go get you an attorney. Nobody has time to be playing.
Your renters shouldn't really even be dealt with any different, because say you rented the house, the owner lost on the property, but you lost on everything living there for 15 years. All the stuff you collected, all the memories you had, all the passionate trauma you're about to experience. The homeowner's not experiencing that. They're just going to experience the loss. They had insurance. It's not affecting them. It'd be like if my house was in Ohio, it burned down. I had insurance. I'm not affected out here. The renter that rented my house is affected, but not me. And that's why I don't think that's fair for them to be, spitting stupidity, when you should treat the renter and the owner just the same. They live there too. So,
yeah, they don't want to do it.
Edward Broussard said, preach, Tony. He ain't playing.
As you know, it's just...
Camille for real said, keep it 100.
100. Yeah, because it's foolish. It's foolish. And, yeah. Just foolishness. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had to go to we don't want to talk about that here. That's not something.
Then don't.
Or not.
We're not.
Nashawn said, I worked at Me Piaggi in 1994 for several months as a dishwasher.
Hey.
Ain't no shame in earning a paycheck. Nothing like, hey, I worked at Spires when I was in high school from 11 at night to 7 in the morning because I needed some money. And then I went right from work to school, and I didn't even let them know I had a job because as a minor, you're not supposed to be working third shift.
Absolutely.
I needed my money. Forget that. And, back then I could drink milk, and I was all the milk and ice cream you could eat. Boy, I would be like happy. But now I can't even. I look at milk and get nauseated. Can't do it. So, yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. My palate is like it betrays me. That's what I'm gonna say. My palate betrays me because my mind is telling me yes, but my stomach's telling me no. So
did you guys do the announcements already before I came on?
No, because Jamal's going to do them, but he's not there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through and pick up on some of the messages from the beginning to give some shout outs. So we have Brandon come on. I acknowledged him. We got the Avon Mustang lady joined, or the Avon Mustang. I didn't say lady. Action Altadena said giving the Grammy to the kid was my favorite part. That was a cool part. Let me see. Some of these we answered. Classic Ash joined. Hard Press Graphics, welcome to the show. All-State Construction, you're in good hands with All-State Construction Company is joined.
I'm glad you said that slogan because I was thinking the other day, State Farm better not ever say you're a good neighbor or whatever because
you are not there. Now we don't make a new one like a bad neighbor. We don't want you there.
We don't want to pay your policy out. I was thinking about that and that jingle ran through my head. I want to say Saturday and I said they are not.
Their commercials are like false advertising now.
Not like they are like a good neighbor. State Farm said, no, you're not. Ask the people at Altadena and Palisades because they are suing y'all.
On renewal.
Right.
My brainy learner has joined. Who else we got here? R for Wigan 007. Thank you for joining. And I do agree with you, Daniel. You do need an in and out of Michigan because when I go to Ohio, I'll be craving it. And I wouldn't mind driving to Ypsilanti, the college town. That's where they should put it, right there where the colleges are. They'd be making millions.
Everybody deserves an in and out nearby.
Yes, they do.
Within a decent driving distance.
And I don't care if you think that Five Guys is better. I don't care if you think that it doesn't have flavor. You have to remember one thing and one thing only. I grew up with In-N-Out, and I'm going to always be loyal to In-N-Out because In-N-Out is still the same price, defying inflation that other burger places aren't. I mean, you can still get it under $10. The whole meal, double fries, drink. Even back then, it was $5 when I was in high school. It was like $3.99.
And you can still get that off the menu stuff, the secret menu. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love those. Love those items. It's amazing.
Rebuilding California has joined. Let's see who else. Because I'm trying to make these announcements before you got to do the announcements. I'm gonna make these announcements.
Make the announcements before the announcements.
Suncorica?
Or Suncor, California?
Was that what it is?
I don't know. I said or.
I don't know. I might have to start going to look at these pages to see what they're called. Big Mama T. Welcome, Big Mama T. We appreciate you. You know, we always want everybody joining the show.
Mama T.
Daniel said, good Lord, he is still doing stupid stuff. And she said, State Farm, man.
Man.
Oh, Suncor. They're great. Okay, so it was Suncor. You were right, Suncor, California. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way, take it away, announcement guy.
All right, I'm just going to advance it to the second part. Okay, since what are we, an hour and 5 minutes in? All right, here we go.
You know, these Mondays when you have after these events, they're always going to be topic for conversation.
Yeah,
next weekend. So next Monday's topic will be NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
Recap.
Yeah.
Is that this coming weekend?
It is.
Yeah, that's
Valentine's
this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm going to something Thursday night that they invited Team Rubicon to. They asked a few of us to come, and it's a private something. They're like, wear our TR shirt, but some funky sneakers. It's a basketball thing in El Segundo. Oh, at Top Golf. We have to go, but it's all these NBA people. I don't know. But they were like, Antoinette, can you come? I'm like, no.
Yes, please take lots of pictures.
Okay, right. I will. I'll clear my phone and take some pics and videos, and we'll talk about it on Friday.
Friday the 13th is my dad's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th. He don't believe in none of that either.
February 13th.
But then Saturday is Valentine's Day, which is kind of weird, but it's always NBA All-Star Weekend. It's always close to Valentine's Day.
Okay, so that's what
it's gonna be a fun weekend.
Oh, it's gonna be wild. Oh, and just so you know, Tony, I was at Trader Joe's the other day, a couple days ago, and I ran into a gray shirt. This lady had one on, and I was like, "Hey, thank you very much for all the things that you do." One of my co-hosts with me, she's on Team Rubicon, has done several different things with them, and we really appreciate you. I mentioned your name. Unfortunately, she didn't recognize it. I can't remember her name, but it was just really cool to see one. I recognize what it was, right?
Yep.
Because of the things that you've done and what have you. So thank you.
That's awesome.
I didn't even know anything about him until you actually talked about it on the show.
I had heard about him, but
I thought Team Rubicon was like that fancy Jeep, and it was the members club for the Jeep Rubicon.
You are so dumb for saying that. So dumb.
No, I'm serious.
That's legit. Yeah. Nobody, I didn't know.
It is. They have a Jeep club called Team Rubicon.
Yeah, that's the only Rubicon I knew about too.
Oh no, right. It's us veteran folks and others. Anybody can volunteer with us, but veteran led, started by veterans. So,
and the first time I ever seen a Rubicon Jeep was on Laura Croft.
Oh, right.
In the movie.
Tomb Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go.
Yep. Go for it.
Okay.
No, go.
There we go. So I'm starting off at the second half of the announcements. Let me go over here real quick.
You have your sound on twice.
I don't know why.
Now it's not.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to my sound.
That was weird.
But anyway, so LA Fire Justice, as we've mentioned a few times, many times in the past, they have Mental Health Mondays. So today, it's a little late for that because it's tonight. It's from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at their offices at 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100 in Pasadena. Tonight, the topic is From Survival to Reflection, Reclaiming Calm. If you're interested in participating, please scan the QR code. It is, a good thing. Again, it's mental health. It's one of those topics that we continually talk about. And as you see on this particular flyer, it has the schedule for the upcoming ones. So on March 2nd, it'll be Healing Beyond Words, Expressing Recovery Through Art. March 9th is going to be Money, Stress, and Mental Wellness, Healing While Navigating Post-Fire Financial Recovery. And lastly, April 13th, The Gift of Stillness, Finding Peace in Uncertain Times. So definitely scan that QR code. And if you have questions, you can reach out to LA Fire Justice at 626-684-3315. And as we've normally done, Eden Health Village has the free medical and mental health clinic every Monday and Wednesday from 12 to 5. Location is 1280 East Washington Boulevard in Pasadena. They do accept walk-ins, or you can call with questions or to schedule an appointment at 951-595-7032. The regular services provided are medical consultations, medication refills, mental health services and case management. And once a month, they have vision and dental services. So give them a call to find out which one of those weeks they're going to have the vision and dental, if that's what you're interested in. And then every Monday and Tuesday, the Freedom Shop is put on by Project Passion at Harambe, which is at 1609 Navarro Avenue in Pasadena. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each of those days, but it is by appointment only, and you can schedule your appointment by either going to tinyurl.com/Project Passion Freedom Store, all one word, all capitalized, or you can scan the QR code. And you can get varied items from toiletries, home essentials, and much more. And if you guys recalled, last week I was posting about the free microwave giveaway that was happening also today and tomorrow. They have met their quota. There's no more available. So if you happen to have been looking for that today in the announcements, that's why I'm not announcing it, because they ran out. The Eden Fire Recovery, the update, the rent relief applications open today, February 9th. You can actually go to LACountyRentRelief.com to apply. It's basically a program that provides up to 6 months of past due rent or mortgage-related hardship assistance, as well as eligible utility costs, and it can be up to $15,000 per unit. So again, it's for tenants who can now apply directly. Landlords may still apply. And again, it's LA County Relief Fund, rentrelief.com. I'm sorry, LA County rentrelief.com. It is open.
Jamal,
yeah.
I just want to give a caveat again, since we did talk about this last week. If you apply for this, everyone keep all of your receipts and know that it becomes part of your taxable income. January next year, you will get a 1099 and have to claim this when you do your taxes. So because people are realizing now from rent relief and other grants and things that they were given, as a result, now they're like, oh my God, why am I getting this? This is one of the programs. It is a rent relief to help you, but it becomes part of your taxable income. You will be receiving a 1099 next year.
Great point. Thank you very much, Tony.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So then the Altadena Chamber of Commerce and Civic Association is now accepting applications through the 15th of February for the Shop Local $500 gift card grant program. It's open to all Altadena residents directly impacted by the Eden fires. Previous applicants and awardees are eligible to apply. And again, it's a $500 gift card, but it can only be used at participating stores that are listed on this website. It's shoplocal.la/recover-local. So if you're interested in applying, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to altadenachamber.org. My Tribe Rise is continuing their Adopt a Survivor matching fund drive, where they're trying to raise an additional $500,000 in matching funds to reach their $1 million goal. The funds are actually going to be used to provide bridge funding for rent or mortgage coverage for up to 50 families. So we encourage you to donate if you're capable of doing so by scanning the QR code. And there will be a FEMA appeals workshop happening tomorrow. It is virtual from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., where you can learn how to appeal a FEMA decision, and you'll also learn your rights during the process. There'll be a presentation and attorney Q&A afterwards. So please scan the QR code if you're interested in registering. If you have questions, you can reach out to 800-399-4529. Dina Grocery Distribution is happening the 11th and the 15th of this month from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Harambe Ministries at 1609 Navarro Avenue. in Pasadena. So join them for free community grocery distribution, providing fresh, locally sourced produce. So again, 2 days this month, the 11th and the 15th. And then Janelle Ketcher is going to be hosting a workshop called Writing Letters as a Tool for Grief, where participants can learn about the therapeutic qualities of letter writing and how it can be a powerful tool for processing grief. It's taking place this Wednesday from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. at the Bob Lucas Memorial Library, which is at 2659 Lincoln Avenue, and it is for adults 18 years or older. And you do need to register in order to participate. So if you scan the QR code on the screen, you can definitely register. Juicy Little Society presents their annual Galentine Party. It's for fire-impacted girls ages 7 to 21. So you're invited to an all-girls party centered around self-love, sisterhood, and simply being a girl. Now, you must RSVP by scanning the QR code. I scanned it earlier. There do appear to be spaces left, but there are limited spaces, so definitely get to it as soon as possible. It's taking place the 14th of February, which is this weekend. And it's going to take place somewhere in Altadena, but you're only going to get the address once you register. Some of the things that are going to happen there are scrapbooking and art, sip and paint experience, jewelry making, smoothie workshop, makeup and nail station, movie and popcorn, food, snacks, and desserts, as well as special gifts, raffles, and more. So definitely check that out. There will be a walk around the neighborhood put on by the Altadena Walk Club. It's for all ages and fitness styles and levels. It's taking place Sunday the 15th, gathering at 9:30 a.m. They want you to meet at Unincorporated Coffee, which is at 3045 Lincoln Avenue in Altadena. And it's a light walk with neighbors followed by coffee. Might be something folks might want to enjoy. And then something that Tony had just mentioned is a subject that definitely needs to be covered, but taxes and your recovery. So federal and California disaster tax rules, insurance proceeds, and ALE, rebuilding versus buying, capital gains and exclusions, settlements, timing and audits, casualty loss versus involuntary conversion, decisions that can impact your years later. This is going to be a Zoom meeting taking place on Wednesday, February 18th from 7 to 8 p.m. It is for everybody from Eaton Palisades and Malibu, all the survivors. So you can scan the QR code to register or go to efsurvivors.net/events. And I think, one more. Stronger Together, a Solution Summit is actually taking place on February 21st. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Pasadena Convention Center. It's a free, family-friendly event uniting residents, builders, educators, and civic partners to rebuild smarter and stronger. They do want you to register, and you can scan the QR code to register. And we'll keep doing this because it's in the coming weeks, but it's definitely something you want to be aware of now so you can actually schedule some time out for it. I believe that's the last one. Let me double check. It is. So I'll bring Brian and Tony back in.
This is the end, my friend.
Yeah. Let's see. What is this? Okay.
Yeah, Corey on there. Hey, y'all. Hey, how you
Corey,
doing?
are you back in California yet? Or what's the dealio? Just
Hey.
Hey, yeah. Absolutely.
So I guess I think that just about does it for us today, right?
Yes, indeed. And Tony will be proud. Brian actually pushed the button today. So, and everything worked.
Now, wait. So before you talk about, Tony, you're on mute, but before you say anything, the internet was out in the office today. So I went to my hotspot, and right before we were starting, I ran up to the front and asked, "Is the internet back up?" And they said, "Yeah." So I went and tested it. Then I brought it up. Then I did a speed test. Then when Jamal asked me, I said, okay, I'll take a chance. Maybe that outage that they had fixed something.
Yeah, absolutely. But today of all days is good. You know, we don't have a guest on. We're just kind of, recapping and whatever. This was a perfect day for it. No, she's still in Chattanooga.
Oh, well, why you didn't call us up? We would have, had lunch with you. You sneak in, sneak out. We could have did an impromptu video head-to-head conference call with you. You can't be doing us like that. We rely on your updates. Stop playing with us.
Oh, and for those who want to know, though, today is National Pizza Day, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, the problem is Domenico's is closed until Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find an alternative. I might have to go to Mike's.
I'm going to have to defer. Yeah, okay. You want to do that today?
Yeah, I think so.
Tony, you want to join us? Mountain Mike's?
No, thank you. That's too much bread.
There's a message for you.
Corey said she got to reach out to you. I don't know who that Tony is, but Tony with an I may want to.
Maybe she was referring to Tony has done it again.
Right. Not me. No.
You know what it is? I bet you was autocorrect.
To talk about ancestorshonoredsociety.org. Is that message for me?
Yeah, remember I sent you an email about that yesterday.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yesterday?
It's like which email?
Let me look at my email.
Which one?
No, it was I forwarded to you on Messenger. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll look.
Even
you guys know,
we got so many conduits of ways to get stuff to you. I got to remember. Here's my thing. I got a fiance, as you all know. She uses every last thing that's there. She sends me stuff on Messenger, on WhatsApp, on text, and then she'll say, "Did you get my message?" I'm like, "I don't know. You send everything everywhere."
Right.
That's
like when you send me a message, or I send you.
Well,
a message,
I tell you though.
I'll clarify.
Yeah, I tell you.
Which one? Is it text? Is it message? Is it Instagram?
Is it Memorex?
Is it Facebook?
Is it real or is it Memorex? Is it TDK?
Right.
So I did get a request from somebody to Cynthia Martin.
Companies that no longer exist for 300, Alex. A lot. Maxell, gone. TDK, haven't seen them.
TDKs,
man, what are you telling? All of that. Mm-hmm. And remember, you based how great it was by the commercial. If they didn't have a commercial, I'm not buying it. Sorry.
Of course.
And that's how. Remember Frederated?
I do.
You remember Fred Rated?
Fred Rated, yep, right there on Rosemead.
Right down there by that.
That's Rosemead in Longden.
Place.
Yeah, it's Rosemead in Longden. I remember that very well.
Shadow Stevens was an
actor.
And remember he had the Muppet? I wanted to go to Fred Rated to buy stuff just because of him. And at the end of every commercial, he'd go, "Ha ha!" It was so funny. Or he had this thing that was going, "Yeah." And I always had this weird. We're going to talk about Fred Rated commercials again like we did for way back Wednesdays.
I just found a YouTube thing on Fred Rated. Shadow Stevens 1985 Fred Rated TV commercials. So we'll do that. We'll actually one of these Wednesdays we'll do a way back.
Yeah, we can do it on the wellness way back. That's what we should call that one, the wellness way back.
So Camille, thank you for the email and telling me your entire life story. I didn't ask for that. No, I'm just playing with you. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Bad. You are bad.
No, I did.
Well, when I read it, I was like, "This is going."
Right. That's why I said that. She'll know. She'll be laughing about it. She said, "Hey."
Well,
no, it's all good because.
But a lad.
but what I love about it is that she did see she's laughing.
Glimmer in my father's eye.
Is that she did give all that. Like she went to Firehouse Preschool on Allen before going to Noise, before going, to Altadena.
She did that because she knows you would have appreciated that.
Exactly. Love
I went
it.
to Noise too for the MGM program. MGM
nice.
program. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
It was only a
So
couple-
yeah,
couple
I
hours a
love that. Camille, she laughed
I went to Foothill.
because she knows. Of course you did. Rose City and Foothill.
No, before Rose City. That's the polite way of calling it.
What was the
So
mascot?
Camille, when you coming on the show to talk about your rebuild event tomorrow?
A gangster.
Camille, you coming on tomorrow to talk about all this in the event? I'm gonna put her on the
Look,
spot.
like, you
y'all.
put me on the spot.
You're right. But she done told me her life
What
history.
had happened was,
Right. She told me her life history, which I love, right? Because she's been in Dina all these years. But
If she
right,
comes
yeah,
on tomorrow, then B try to get the dude from Coffee and Coffee and Cars
yeah,
for
it's
Thursday
Wednesday. Oh, Thursday or Wednesday?
or Wednesday.
Camille,
Yeah.
you
That's
messing
more
with
like
the
a
program.
wellness.
You
Yeah.
messing the program up, Camille.
Oh, okay. She can do Wednesday. Yeah, let her do Wednesday.
So we'll flip flop. We'll
Yeah.
do you on Wednesday. We'll do Tony Talks on Wednesday. No. We'll do somebody on Thursday. Wednesday's good, and we'll do therapy Tuesday tomorrow again. And I'll try to see if somebody can come on. I'm gonna call Marlene, or I'm gonna call Dr. T. He's having an event. I am. I talked.
Yeah,
to
you should. You should talk to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to call her.
Make
Email
the
her if
announcement.
she wants to come and talk about her event.
Yeah. that
If
would
not,
be
I
nice.
might have Marlene, if she doesn't have a client, pop on for a few minutes just to talk about. Because I called her yesterday. I was on my way home from church and she was on my heart, and I checked on her because she's got a friend in the hospital that had a stroke earlier last week. She's
Oh,
got
man.
like her best buddy, and then since the fire, her guy has twin daughters, and one of them has been really struggling and is in the hospital or has been in and out and just had an overdose. These are 16-year-old girls on medication, I don't want to say psychotic, but psychosis or medication for your mental health, right? And OD. Literally like the same day as her friend going in the hospital. And she just buried her pops, and it's just a lot going on. And she cares for her mom, who's, dementia. And so I called her, I said, are you taking care of yourself? And I'm just calling as a friend to check on you, because we as caregivers take care of everybody, right? And sometimes that's why I went Saturday and had my day at the mall for me, because y'all know I deal with my aunt who's 92 and I'm her caregiver, but I have an uncle that's 73 that lives in her house. It's this big 4,000 square foot house. We took a wall down in the middle. Him and his wife live on one side. She lives on hers. But there's a man with severe mental health issues 2 doors down. And when his wife went out to the car Thursday, I apologize, guys, I didn't call you, but I was in the throngs of this on Thursday. He went outside to walk her to the car. The guy started acting like a fool. And he went down to be like, hey, just calm down, whatever. The dude attacked him, knocked him out. And he's in the hospital at Cedars with a brain bleed right now. So I've been dealing with all of that on top. So Saturday, I was like, I'm going to prayer in the morning. When I leave, it was a Tony day. That's when I went to the mall, took care of me, just, did for me. Had lunch by myself. Like I said, got my pedicure, spent a little bit of money on myself because I just needed that day. Because
you sound like Snoop when he got his star. I'd like to thank me for getting me here.
Well, when you're a caregiver, you have to take care
I know.
of you. If you don't every now and then just like stop and do a minute a day or whatever for yourself, you will be cuckoo poop for Cocoa Puffs. And like I have a family funeral at 1:00 that's on Zoom. Well, it's happening in New York, but they have a link for us to watch from here. Check this out. This is on my father's side of the family. My dad's 88. This was his first cousin. She was 88. There used to be 36 of them. There are now 4. My dad is now the last. Well, my dad is the last remaining one of the 15 of his siblings. He was one of 15. And so he's the last of that. But then there's 3 others that are last of this part. And Jerry just passed in her services today. And her and my dad were 88. And they grew up together, lived with their uncle in New York and all this stuff. So I'm going to watch it and be there. But they get older. We got to stand in for them and be the caregivers and all that. And that happens to be for me like a ministry in my family. I've had people live with me until they die. I've been their POAs, caregiver and all this. And I can take it where I don't get stressed out. But I have learned if I need to hire live-in help or stuff like that, Hey, I'm gonna call you right back in about 5 minutes. Okay, bye. And when I need to take my time, I do. So for me, Saturday was gorgeous. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the mall. Haven't been to the Santa Anita Mall in a while, and walked around. And like I said, knew exactly where I needed to go. Got in and out probably within an hour, including sitting there eating. But even at CPK, which I love, hadn't been in a while, and they have this whole new menu and it's super healthy. So I had this blackened salmon over broccolini with capers and caper sauce. Oh, y'all, that was so good. And I had some pan roasted buffalo cauliflower instead of it being fried or whatever. And that was really good. But it was like, you know what? I'm just going to take some time for me. And that's what I did. And so anybody out there, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. You guys know I always say take care of you. But if you're a caregiver in any regards to anyone, take care of you. And so I literally did that for me Saturday, and then called Mar yesterday. So I will check in and see whether or not she can come on. I am going to check in with Dr. T, see if she's available, if not tomorrow, this week or next week. I know that probably Tuesday, I'll send him an invite today, but Dr. William Sims from Altadena, he will be coming on next week. I asked him yesterday at church, but he is the executive director now for Legacy Land Project, which is on Lake in Colorado, their offices. And I want him to talk about that because they have their care management program up. So if there are people that are saying that they cannot afford to have their homes rebuilt and all of that, there are resources out there. You may have to go through, some call it a case management. At Victory, they've titled it care management because they want to really provide care for people. And so they have a whole care management team that is doing this, and that are in the office Monday through Friday. And, you know, you may have to take financial literacy classes or, you know, all kinds of stuff, and they'll link you to resources to get your house rebuilt. So he's going to come on, talk all about what Legacy Land Project is, what they're doing, where they are, what's necessary for people to, you know, connect with them, how to connect with them. Yeah, Will, he's dope. And so he'll be on next week. I told him I'll send him an invite, but yeah, we're if you want to come on this week, and we're flexible, so we can always flip flop days, right? And that's what we'll do. Camille, have you on Wednesday. I'll send you over a invite for Wednesday, and then I'll try to get either Dr. T or Mar on here tomorrow and see what's what. And that's it from me, y'all.
Word up.
Yeah, we went an hour and a half, but it didn't even seem like it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I popped in super late, but it's all good. You guys did a good show. Have had a good show today.
And now we're going to be looking forward towards Mountain Mike's Pizza.
That's correct. It's actually pretty delicious. All right, everybody have a great Monday.
I opted out from eating breakfast this morning. So
Yep.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. See you all tomorrow.
Peace out, y'all. You gonna hit the button, B? You gonna do it, B? You gonna do it?
No.
I got it.
No.
I got it.